Hey, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk. We're going to do another episode of 5 Records in 5 minutes, and we're going back 50 years, back to 1975. And the great thing about showing records from 1975 is they are all proto-punk. Now, I started that off a few months ago when I did Tommy's punk tag, and there was the DIY question, make up your own question. So I said, hey, let's show Loretta Lynn's The Pill. I talked about why it was a punk record, a proto-punk record, and I've got some similar proto-punk records, 5 of them from the year. So let's start off with Rush, and I know you guys are going, Rush's not punk, Caress of Steel. But there's a song that's only 62 seconds long on this record. That's so hardcore. So, so there's that song, Didax and Narpets, 1 minute 2 seconds long. Now, ignore the fact that that sounds all proggy and pretentious. And it's part of an entire sidelong suite, and then there's another suite that's the half of the other side, because we know that's also prog. But there's a 62-second song, so hardcore. And then, of course, there's Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. And so you can see that this is obviously DIY with this cheap, dirty, filthy, smeared up cover. And I mean, a major record label would never put an album by a big major artist like Joni Mitchell in such a cheap looking, terrible cover that 50 years later just looks horrible. I mean, you can barely see the colors of like the mountains and stuff. Somebody tried to remove a price tag and it didn't work out very well. Then you've got punk classics on here like Court and Spark and Car on a Hill and Raised on Robbery. That's very, very punk. And then you know what else is punk? I'm on Duel 2, made in Germany. That's very punk. Look how punk she is. She's smoking a cigarette. This was on the Atco label. It's got the old school 1975 Atco label. I didn't know they were still running that label. That laid in. So look at them. I bet they all live in a dirty punk house. And of course, I'm on Duel 2 influenced such bands that came along in future years, like Hungarian psychedelic hardcore shaman punk band Galloping Coroners. That's a translation from the original Hungarian. I've never actually seen the album. I did stream a bit of it. It's pretty out there. And of course, we still have some singles going on. So we got 1975, we got the Ohio Players on Mercury Records. We got Love Roller Coaster. Because nothing says that you're proto-punk by being somebody that gets covered by the Red Hot Chili Peppers 2 decades later. Now, of course, this song has been the subject of a persistent urban legend since its release. A primal scream is heard in the background fairly early in the song, between about a minute 24 and a minute 28. Now, of course, if they were rushed, they would already be done with the song. According to the most common version of the legend, it was the voice of an individual being murdered live while the tape was rolling, although it's probably not actually true. And then finally on ABC Records, we've got some Tex-Mex punk for you. We got Freddie Fender, Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. And so, of course, Freddie Fender, and of course this song, Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. So you lost your girl and you're sad. But this is for the drunk punks. This is not for those prissy, preaching, vegan, straight edge types. This is for, we're going to drink a beer, we're going to smoke a joint, we're going to eat a big plate of beef and cheese enchiladas, and we're going to knock back a Modelo or 12 because we're sad. We're going to have wasted days and wasted nights. So, not quite 5 minutes for you. Those records are all proto-punk, especially the Freddie Fender.